breakfast should start.
All right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. It's still Rapid Dawn right here on Rapid TV. And you know what happens at 9 o'clock? On Wednesdays particularly, we get to have a number of people seated right here in the studio. Now, it's usually supposed to be called the Girls' Corner, but for the sake of today's conversation, we have different people who will give us different perspective. You like to call them he for she for he, or whatever it is. Today we will find out, especially because the conversation for today, or the topic for today, is quite controversial. And men have very separate things to say about it. Women, I don't know. There's just too many sides to the story, and that's exactly is why we're having the conversation. But before we continue, my name is Martha Alu. You can call me Martha, and I'm not alone in the studio. Right, ladies first. You're a lady, okay. Right at my left, I have Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
So great to be here.
Yes, and at my right, I have Miss Joan Agabi. Joan Agabi, she's a media personality.
It's very nice to be here.
And then, the man of the moment. We have Belema Mishakhat. He's the Executive Director, Engage, Empower, Educate Initiative. Thank you so much for being here with
Thanks
us.
for having me.
Okay. Today's conversation stems from a research by certain scientists that say that men are happier married and women are happier single. I don't know how they arrived at this conclusion, but we need to understand it. So for those people who are still single, they don't know if it's a decision they should make or they should abort mission, or if it's something that should be encouraged through and through. So before we start, I would like to know what your different perspectives about marriage is. So let me start with you.
Okay, marriage for the most part is supposed to be a beautiful thing, but with current statistics and all the news in the media these days, you know, everything just seems to be falling like a pack of cards. So I like the idea of marriage, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary anymore. You can have partnerships. You don't have to do the whole I paid your bride price, or we're going to see your people and I'm spending half of my life savings trying to get married and trying to impress other people. You know, I feel partnerships make more sense to me. You know, instead of the whole, I think when people are together for a long time, you know, it works better. When the whole concept of marriage comes in, everybody just starts, you know, kind of taking the other person for granted. You know, I've seen it happen over and over again. I'm like, but when you were together, when you were not married, you seem to be very happy. But now that you're in the house together, I don't know whether every single thing is magnified when they live together, but we have a lot of people who really go into marriage with the wrong idea, and it ends up, you know, everybody ends up divorced. And yes, women are fighting for divorce more and more than men these days, because women are, I'll say, they're more educated, they're more financially stable, and they can go out on their own and start over. Unlike before, when our mothers, you know, no matter what it was they were going through, they'd stay there and say, you know, I'm doing this for my children, I love my family, I put them first. Everybody says I'm more important than family now. So that's the situation, that's what I have observed.
All right. What are your thoughts about marriage? Let's go to Mr. Hart.
Oh, thank you very much, and good morning, everybody. I think marriage is a beautiful thing from my religious standpoint, but also my religion also says that it's not a must to get married. It's an option. It's an alternative. What alternative there is to remain single and do what you want to do with your life and still be happy about it. So marriage is a good. If you want to marry, marry. If you don't want to marry, if you don't want to marry,
Don't marry.
Simple and short.
All right, let's hear you, Cynthia.
I think at this point I agree with both parties. Yes. No, this is the only part we're going to agree on.
Okay.
Yes, because nobody will chase you from heaven that you didn't get married.
Okay.
But the truth is, you end up in the deeper part of hell if you get married to the wrong partner. So that's just it, because the wrong partner will make you do a lot of crazy things that it will bring out the worst in you if you end up with the wrong person.
Okay.
So why would I want to force a person to tell you it's mandatory for you to get married when it can bring out the worst in you? So it is not compulsory. There is no mandatory stand when it comes to marriage.
So
and even the Bible says, even Apostle Paul says, if you cannot be like me, or if you can be like me, there is no stamp to say you must get married. So that part I very much agree with.
This is pretty much where it is shifting, because it used to be you have to get married. When you're 30, you're not married, you are probably a witch or your character is very bad. But now, seeing as everyone is gradually accepting that marriage is not something that you must get into, let's get into the crux of the matter. Now, today's conversation says that men are happier married and women are happier single. Please help me out.
Why are you starting with me?
Okay, you know what this is?
No, I would start, right? I'm just asking why you're starting with me. That conversation is quite interesting, but I would rather look at it from a very different standpoint.
All right, let's hear it.
Happiness is personal. By the time you decide to commit your happiness into someone else's care, are you getting me? You are programming yourself for destruction. As a person, you should be a happy person. In fact, if you've not gotten to the point where you can be happy in and by yourself, you should not even be married in the first place, right? So happiness is very personal. Are you getting me? You should be a happy person. You should create your own happiness. You should be able to decide to be happy by yourself and don't allow another person have that advantage of making you happy or not in marriage. That's where I'm heading to, in marriage. So if you look at that from this perspective, right, then you say, okay, before I get into marriage, before I get into the institution, I'm a happy person. Now, why am I getting married? Getting married should not be because you want to be happy. Are you getting me? It should not be because you want to be happy.
Right.
You want to get married, you have certain reasons to get married. Everybody have their reasons for getting married. But if you're a happy person, are you getting me? Either man or woman, and you get into a marriage, you continually be a happy person.
Wait, while I understand that you should not commit your happiness to anybody, right? There's a level of satisfaction that comes from different relationships.
Definitely.
The satisfaction that comes with the relationship you have with your siblings, the ones you have with your parents, the ones you have with your colleagues, and the one you have with your
spouse.
partner, your
Partner, spouse, yeah.
Yes. So whether you like it or not, to an extent, right, your relationship with them affects your happiness or your mood
Yes,
at
it
some
does.
point in
Yes, it
marriage
does.
or relationships, right? So I don't want you.
I don't think that men are happy in marriage.
Okay.
I don't
He
stand-
didn't
I
even
don't
answer
stand
it.
that. I
You
don't
don't think
stand
men are
there.
happier?
I want us to look at it differently. And that's why I'm coming from that angle. You see, men are happier or women are happier married. It all stems from the fact is that can the person be happy as a person?
Okay. So
Are
if
you
you think
getting
if they're
me?
not happy as a person,
If you can't be happy as a person, if you get into a marriage, are you getting me? And the woman in the marriage becomes an issue because once truth be told, if you begin to say you get into a marriage and everything will be rosy, you're lying to yourself. Are you getting me? Once two people that did not grow up together come into a union, there will be problems. I mean, you have problems with your siblings that you grew up together with.
Yeah.
okay.
So two people coming into a union, trust that for the long run, you would have issues. And if you don't understand happiness by yourself before coming into that union, and you allow the other person, because when the person, for instance, you get into a marriage as a man, are you getting me? And there are issues in the marriage as a man. I mean, and you can't create your own happiness. You're in trouble. Oh, you're in big trouble. So even women, you get into, because I don't know where they got their statistics from. Both men and women are unhappy in marriage. Both
Very.
men and women are happy in
Wow,
marriage.
very.
Both men are listen, and both men and women are happy in marriage. So the way, I don't know where they got their study that men are happier, women are happier single. It's, to me, I think that study is a fallacy.
Okay. So let's have
Okay, so we're talking about men being happier in marriage.
Yes, and
I
women
think
are happier
I think
single.
men are more satisfied in marriage. That's what I'm going to use, because when you know that, okay, there's a safe place, no matter what you've done outside, you're going home to that. You have that satisfaction, you know. But the happiness, like he said, I'm going to agree with him there. Happiness is a personal project. You have to be a happy person. However, when you live with someone who is constantly doing things that make you question your sanity and question yourself, you're not going to be happy. So I have the things that I do on my own that make me happy. I probably will not be able to do that in a marriage. And when you have, when the children come, there's a lot of clash. You know, money is a deciding factor in a lot of marriages. It can make or mar it. You know, either you give the woman too much because you're not paying attention to her, and you hope that she goes and spends it and leaves you alone so that you can find your own happiness on the golf course or wherever it is men go to, or you don't have enough and you're hoarding it from the family. So when bills are not paid in the house, the woman is going to be miserable. She's going to be unhappy, even if she was the happiest person before she met you. So there are certain expectations that come in relationships. You have a relationship with your siblings. You have a relation. You can have a twin, even if you were born in the same, you share the same umbilical cord. You are not, you weren't raised the same way. So everybody comes with a little bit of something different, and partnerships, relationships, whatever, even that place of work, it's a compromise. Most people are not willing, or one partner ends up compromising more, and then resentment builds because one person feels they're being used. So when I say men are more satisfied in marriage, you come home, madam is going to cook. Your relatives want to come, whether madam is happy or not, depending on how, what kind of hold she has in her family. They will come annoy her. You know, she'll put up with it because she was like, okay, I'm married. You know, so she'll make do with it. Now, this happiness thing, much as it's a personal project, whoever you have around you and the circumstances where you live, the people you interact with, they are the ones who help you decide, okay, I'm happy, I'm not happy today. And, you know, it's hard. Marriage is hard. It's a lot of work. That's what I'm going to say. It's a lot of work. Because every day you have to make a personal choice that, you know what, I'm not going to hit this man with a frying pan over the head tonight. But, you know, I don't like the way he looked today, or he didn't use the bathroom the right way, he put the towel on the floor. So there are little things that get to people. You know, if I enter the bathroom and the floor is wet, I'm not going to have a happy morning. But that's a personal thing for me. You know, the man doesn't mind. He's usually because he has to go to the office before I do. That happens. Then if you eat a little bit of your breakfast and you just leave it carelessly, I'm also not going to be happy. So there are little things that are taking away my happiness. If I were on my own, I don't have to cook. I will go out, come back when I want to, you know, the responsible man and everything. But because I'm committed to this partnership, this marriage working, I'm going to have to think of what to cook. When do I need to pick up the children? When do I have time to make my hair? The things that I would have, you know, written down for myself and said, these are the things I'm going to do. So partnerships are hard, but it takes both parties to make it work. Now this happiness thing, like I said, personal project, I can't decide that I'm going to take 2 hours every day to meditate in my little room. Please don't bother me. This is where my happiness comes from. That's a personal thing as well. So compromise is the most important thing, but men are more satisfied in marriages.
Okay, you don't think so?
You see, there's an issue with when women think that they are the only ones that need satisfaction in the marriage.
Now they go golf.
Are you getting me? And she has just explained the fact that she has not even thought about the man's own satisfaction from her conversation. You could listen.
Yeah.
You listen to her. I allowed her speak. Me. I want this. I want this. I want this. For crying out loud, you did not marry yourself. There are 2 people in that conversation. What does the man want?
Exactly.
Compromise.
What does the man want? So if you are expecting satisfaction, all fine and good. I mean, your demands and requests are fine. But the man also has needs.
Yeah.
The man also wants to be satisfied. So it has to be balanced. And you see, when some women get into this institution without understanding that while they have needs, the men also have needs. That's where the problem comes from.
Absolutely.
There's no balance. I mean, it's all just me, what I want to do. Okay, you're doing school runs. Yes, but somebody is paying the bills. Are you getting me?
They're both working. Most partners work together these days.
Can I just finish my
Yeah,
conversation?
sure.
So you're doing your own part of your responsibility in the home. The man is doing his own part of his responsibility in the home. There has to be a balance. And for crying out loud, if you believe in yourself that you will not be able to make these compromises, don't get into the institution.
Right.
Stay single and be happy.
Okay, so this is the part that I want to come in, right? As a matter of fact, I wanted to a bit disagree with him when he said happiness is a personal thing. You have to make yourself happy. But when it comes into a union, no matter what happens, a form of happiness comes from your partner, which of course it is not out of place if you want that happiness from your partner, which she also clarified. And coming back to what he talked about, okay, it's about the men have needs, right? Men have needs, and this is one angle that a lot of us women, we do not pay attention to. And we just believe that I was like this when I was single. I could go out and come back how I want when I was single. But now I am married, I can't really do that because I like in our setting, we have to ask your husband, babe, I'm going to come back later. Hope you're okay with that. And then in a part of our mind, we feel like men don't have to do that. But that is not true, because if a man is outside late at night, he also has to tell his wife, babe, I will not be able to come back early or see what is happening. The moment he doesn't do that, he's recorded on him as being irresponsible. Do you get? So we believe, I do not think, I want to use the way they used it, happier. I do not stand and say that men are happier in marriage. Neither am I going to sit here and deceive myself and say men are more satisfied in marriage. Because when you look at it, the responsibility of a man in marriage is something that nature has bestowed on him.
Okay. So does nature bestow certain responsibility
on women? Now, why is it that we are eager to let a bit of a shift for the women, and then when it comes to the man, we now believe that, oh, he's enjoying this? What is it? Okay, let us outline the things a man enjoy.
Let's start. Let's start.
Because I like to speak in numbers. I like to speak in numbers. Okay. What are the things men enjoy in marriage that give them satisfaction? And let us now put side by side the things in marriage that women enjoy. And let's now look at the justice balance it. And let's see. That is the best way to do it.
So you don't think men are more satisfied in marriage?
I do not think so. Because a man wakes up every morning. A man wakes up every... I don't use that.
Some men, by the way.
No, this is the dicey part. Even the most irresponsible of men knows that there is something he's meant to do.
Yes.
But either due to maybe life has made him look like Efe to kill a monkey. So his life is just anyhow. But he still tries his best. He still tries. See, I have seen situation of men. There was a man that we handled his case. This man has a child sick in the hospital. He had no money on him. What does he do? He's a plumber. Do you know what this man did? He was moving from door to door, begging if anybody wants plumbing job. When you say that very man, the wife left him that he is not responsible. Now I see the effort this man is putting, and I'm asking myself, is this person responsible?
I don't think you can see on the outside. You don't know what's going on the inside.
That's what I'm saying. We are very quick to say we don't know what goes on the inside. The question now is what goes on the inside. Let's check the balance. Let's check the weight.
Okay.
Let's check the weight.
I mean, look, I've said what I think about this conversation. And like I said, you see, once you decide to go into a union, right, you get me, there are responsibilities on both parties. And there must be compromise. And it's sad, and it's really sad that the ladies are seeing their own part of the responsibility and would rather not see the part of the man's responsibility. It's sad, because if you begin to put yourself in a man's shoes, right, it's very heavy.
It is.
Very heavy.
It's very heavy.
No, they're heavy shoes.
So you should be able to compromise on both sides and let the smaller things be the smaller things. Are you getting me? Don't so a satisfaction in marriage. I don't know where they get their stuff from. That's what I'm saying. And going back to our topic about happiness, you see, if you cannot in yourself be happy, you see, it's an initial criterion. If you cannot in yourself be happy, definitely when you get into this institution, whether you're a man or a woman, your husband or your wife will make you either happy or sad. If they make you happy, happy are you. If they make you sad, you now have to find that happiness in yourself to continue in that institution, because it can be frustrating.
It is.
It can be very frustrating. Are you getting me? So it's very, very... See, if as a man, I would advise men, if you cannot be happy in yourself, don't marry. Don't wait. Don't even go near that institution. You will see shege. So just be happy. It's the truth. It's the truth.
it's a given.
Yeah.
You know, it's a given. One given in marriage is that there will be challenges.
Definitely.
It's one given. If you laugh about it, if you deny it, if you pray about it, if you fast about it, you will meet it. If you push it to the front, you will meet it. So you have to the same way I tell young men, if you are not financially stable, I beg you in the name of Almighty God, go and look for money before you enter that institution. You see, let me tell you, the worst thing that will happen to a man in an institution is being broke. And is the worst thing. Because you see, 80% of women don't understand how to survive with a broke man.
Hold on.
Exactly.
I said 80%. I didn't say 100%.
Let me okay. Let me okay.
A lot of women, you know, come from a point of, I want this thing to work, because that is what our mothers all preach to us.
Absolutely.
You know, before we leave home for marriages, we have aged aunties, even uncles who just throw it in carelessly. Now you the whole marriage, oh, you are the one that holds this thing and everything. Now, when you go into a marriage, and let's say sometimes a man might lose his job, something might happen, life is funny like that, and all of that. It is up to both of you to work on, you know what, we are going to manage. What can we do? Which is why I also tell women, just like you say men should have money, I always tell women, have something you are doing. Anything could happen to your husband. If, let's say you're pregnant, you know, we have many cases where someone has to have CS, there's no money, your husband is running up and down in the hospital, and you know how hospitals are mean. You know, if you don't give deposit, because typically, sometimes when people treat you before, you now run away. You know, so I can't exactly blame the hospitals. So you have all these little things that bring issues where the in-laws now wade in and they start insulting the man, he's irresponsible and everything. But I'm like, you also had 9 months, madam. You could have started saving something little. The same way your husband knows that once my wife is pregnant, I have a responsibility to save money.
Okay, let me just cut you.
I wanted to say something, but
a bit. You know that the reason that we have a lot of these conversations about what women are doing and what men are doing is because it looks like the primary responsibility of the man is to provide.
Yes.
Right? If you're now asking a woman to also save money for CS, which is assumed to be the primary responsibility of the man that she's married to, don't you think this is where the entire conversation of men are more satisfied or men are happier in marriage, much more than women come from?
They are, but you realize that you have to do your part, because if you depend solely on your husband to provide and do these things, like I say, accidents happen.
Okay.
The man could have lost his job. Anything could have happened. Now, if you're not doing anything, you now have to start calling relatives and asking them for favors, which brings insults into the relationship. And you now have third parties who are wading into your marriage when they have no business doing that. Now, for a man, it's a bit of an ego thing. When he can't provide, he becomes a miserable person to be at home with. You know, everything upsets him, everything annoys him, the food is, you know, he's not satisfied with a lot of things. And sometimes, just to cool off, because maybe you are also nagging because there's no provision as the woman, he ends up spending more time out of the house than in the house, which now starts bringing a bit of an issue, which is why I say, if both parties come with something, I'm not saying the woman has to be a CEO, but have something doing as well. Anything can happen in a marriage. And once in a while, apart from the man providing, it would be nice if you bought the man a little gift or something, you know, once in a while. So just make him feel.
There's something I want to. There's something I want to say, right? There was a point he made before she, you know, came in. I don't want to lose this train of thought.
Yeah.
From where I sit, I do not believe that women are wired to take care of a home. And
how do you mean?
In terms of financially.
Financially.
A woman can tell you, "Don't worry, we'll go through thick and thin together." That's a lie. Don't believe it. Any man, don't believe it.
I've been through thick and thin.
No, don't believe it. When it comes to financial aspect, don't believe it. It's a trap. Because psychologically, I do not, after reading several things and seeing how things play out, I do not think a woman is wired to stay with you. See, she does not have that elasticity.
Hold on, let me ask you
get,
now.
because she might start it, but it doesn't mean she remain that way.
Hold on.
Just have a breakthrough,
But
bro.
can't you see
have
that?
a breakthrough.
Can't you see that?
Because the moment woman starts funding things in the house,
Hold on. But
you
can't you
lost
see
her.
that you're asking the woman to share in the primary responsibility of the
That's
man?
what I'm saying.
And
A
wait.
woman is not wired for that
So what-
psychologically.
You see, I don't think you're seeing where this problem is coming from. Because the woman is also expected to share in the responsibilities of the man, just like you have said.
Help out, yeah.
Help out. Help out with the man, right? And the man is meant to provide. But unlike what we see in society today, of course, it has changed.
No, let me
hold on.
you say expected. Who expected woman to do it? Let's start from there.
She's a helpmeet.
No.
Is she not the helpmate?
Wait. Let's
You
come
want-
back.
if-
Let's
if-
come back.
Hold on.
When the major financier of the family cannot provide, you're not
Yes.
going to just sit back.
Exactly.
So that's, hold on, I'm heading somewhere.
Okay.
You're not just going to sit down. But we have men who say that they are not going to share in the responsibilities, the primary responsibilities that the society expects a woman to carry out. I'm asking, don't you think this is the reason that there's some level of equality in the marriage system? Inequality in the marriage system.
Who started preaching equality? First of all, let's start from there.
I don't think women preach equality.
Oh, come on.
Do they?
Come on.
We
Come
have
on, my
the whole-
love.
we've had
Come
the whole-
on.
But maybe there are
We've
women
had
who
the
preach
whole
equality.
feminism,
Come on,
and we have women who want equal rights.
What is
in
the essence
certain-
of
in
you?
Certain things.
Not, I don't think when it comes to finances,
Who wants to
that
do
they
it?
want to do 50-50.
So when it comes to financing and providing,
Yeah.
you do not want to do 50-50.
Of course, this is primary
It's
responsibility.
responsibility.
Yes.
But these same women, we also ask our men to also come and help us maybe help us and wash plates, or maybe help us and
How
do
many of
this.
them do it?
How many-
That's what I'm
how many
saying.
will actually
We
do
are
it?
always complaining that our men do not help out in some of these things. Now we forget that if a man helps in this thing, it's because he cares about his partner.
Do you know
Not
that the
because it
percentage
is
of
primary.
women?
No, it is the same way when it comes to financing,
Yeah.
providing, protection, which is the mandatory expectation of a man.
The man
So
is basically
if
a provider
exactly
and a
protector.
Okay.
So now anything a woman is doing, as we all have agreed, is because you want to support. The same way if a man helps you to do anything domestic and the likes, he is only supporting. But we have seen women agitate that our men are not caring, they are not doing this, they are not doing that. So you see how we put the table when it comes to what makes us happy. We agitate that we want it
Prioritize
that
it.
way.
Why does that have to
But
be-
when it comes to what makes the man happy, we feel like no, we have to debate about it. It's not fair.
If I tell you about the things that make
It's
some
not
men
fair.
happy, we can't really discuss it on TV.
No, let's talk about
But
it.
if
What
you are
is the
providing
thing?
those needs,
No.
You know?
It's even. I
Yes.
said let us balance it. I always say let us put
Balance
these
the
things
scales,
on this
yes.
scale.
Can I-
This is the scale. Let us
Can I
put
come
it.
into the conversation?
Yes, please.
You see, Martha, you talked about support here.
Yeah.
The man provides financially for the home,
Yes.
and the woman is supposed to take care of the home and take care of activities.
Absolutely.
And she wants the man to help her. And the man does. Let me shock you. The man provides a nanny to help her clean the house.
Yeah.
And he pays the nanny. She doesn't pay the nanny. She does the school runs. The man provides a car
And the fuel.
and the fuel
And
and
so-
services the car.
Would
And
the
so
car
this is
drive
hard.
itself?
Hold on. Now we're
So to
talking
drive car is
no,
hard?
No, now we're talking about supporting
Not
the
everybody likes
now
to
we're
drive
talking
car.
about
Careful now.
supporting the woman to handle her own
Responsibilities.
responsibilities. Now, turn the table.
Oh.
What does the woman now do
To
to
support.
support the man to handle his responsibility? I've seen cases, and let me shock you, where the man says that, okay, I have certain minor bills to pay. You get very minor bills to pay. Can you assist in paying these minor bills? Why I sort out some certain major bills,
bills.
and the woman declines.
Yes, there are women are like that. Like
Yeah,
that.
women- there are women-
There
there
are
are women
women
who
like
do
that.
Yes, there are.
But there's a, I
So
want
if
to
you-
And they will
believe
tell you
that
are
there's a
owing,
reason
even
for
if
course
they
there
will
is.
say you are owing them. A woman will keep record of how much you are
So-
owing her.
Yes, you have to be accountable.
Oh, really?
Yes. See, let me tell you. We treat you see my problem with Africans, right? Or even Nigerians. We pretend not to know the problem, and it's staring us right in
What's
the
the
face.
problem, my love?
We pretend. See, most African homes, right? Women in most African homes, women are starting to become breadwinners in this home. Hold on. But the man still demands the respect that comes with provision.
Of course.
Even when the woman supports with provision in the home. I don't have a problem if you want the respect of the head of home. Yeah, right? Take it. But play your part as the man. Don't expect I don't ask you to be pregnant. Do I ask you to take the pregnancy for 3 months?
I was waiting for you
and
to
give me
mention
6 months?
pregnancy.
Hold on, because that's my primary responsibility. You can't share in that responsibility. No matter how kind you want to be, no matter how nice you want to be, you cannot share in that responsibility with me because biology has made it that that's my role and that's what I play as my role. Even if you rub my feet, you rub my back, you carry me, you still cannot understand what I'm going through because these are major changes going on with my body. But as a man, your primary responsibility is provision, and you still want to share that?
Martha,
No.
I beg to differ.
No,
you
no,
see,
no, no,
Martha,
no,
you
Martha,
see,
no.
your
Okay,
first
okay.
statement that said most African homes is totally false.
It's not false.
Exactly.
It's a
It's
not
fallacy.
false.
It's a fallacy
It's
not
of
false. Do you know why it's
generalization.
not false?
No,
Let me tell you why.
Because we
Let
can't
me
let go of men
No,
by
no,
saying
no,
a
no,
lot of
no,
homes,
no,
a
no,
lot
no.
of
A lot of
No,
homes.
it's a fallacy.
Women.
It's a fallacy
It's not.
of generalization.
Absolutely.
A huge fallacy.
Absolutely.
Not most African homes. There are homes where the
That's
women
false.
and those homes where the women support, the men are in trouble. I tell
Oh,
the men
yes.
for
No.
free.
All of
There
them.
is
don't
trouble
agree.
of
Listen, I tell
agree either.
I tell
all
the
of
man, if you get to a point where you don't have financially, you are a big problem. A very big. Get out of that house and go and look for where to make money from. Because you see, the woman is not created to or help the man for too long.
Exactly.
Honey will become your first name, Uche. Are you getting me? So you as a man, you see, my problem is not with the women. Are you getting me? So you can
It's
think
not with
this way,
society.
you can believe this way. It's up to you. My problem is with the man. I like to focus on the men. I like to have a conversation with the men. I don't have a problem with the women. The women will always be who they were created to be. You have to understand that. The men, you have to understand that you will be in so much problem. If you don't have the finances, you don't have the capacity to lead your home. Please, if you don't have it, don't even start in the first place. Don't look at a situation where tomorrow you know it's not possible. Start with the money first.
say I have money
Save
later.
for the future. Listen, if your and that's where the problem comes in. If your financial capacity in marriage says live in a self-contained, don't listen to your wife that wants a 2-bedroom flat. That's where the problem comes from. Because when you cannot sustain the rent of a 2-bedroom flat the next year, honey becomes Uche. With your money, you know your financial capacity of a
But
man.
this is
But
this
it's
is not
not-
about
but you know
marriage.
what?
This is
It is
about
not-
financial
it's not
literacy.
just
No, it's
about-
about marriage.
It's about marriage.
It's about marriage.
It's about marriage.
money.
No.
Okay, have you not
Yes.
seen women that come to you and say, honey,
Yes.
It's not just about money.
honey, we are supposed to stay in a 2-bedroom
Then
flat.
you know
I
that you-
cannot stay here
Then
again.
you know the person you are married to is financially
Thank you.
literate.
No,
So what do you do then?
First of
No,
all,
what
as
do you
a-
do
as a
then?
man,
You are firm.
You are a provider. Do you understand? You're a provider and you're a protector. You
Yeah.
put your foot down. You must have discipline.
Yes.
You should be able to tell your woman that we cannot do this now. Nobody's asking you to shout or
Yes.
use your voice, but we cannot afford
Yes.
this now. The children have to go to a cheaper school.
John,
because
you're
this is my financial
speaking
was-
like we have a lot of men who are that understanding.
Do you know the reason?
That's the way you're sounding like
a lot of
see, no,
understanding
no,
women.
Cynthia,
Well,
I have
I
seen
have
cases
encountered a
of
lot of
women.
women,
I have
yes.
seen it. So one of the things I do is I talk with men in my initiative.
Okay.
And there are several times these women do not show that this level of understanding that we are talking about so casually on air. That is not what happens in the real marriage.
Cynthia, let me tell you why
That's
we
the
have.
thing.
Let me tell you why we have.
They
a
will
lot
tell
of
you
this.
no. They'll
Hold on,
tell you how
Cynthia.
can I be? As a single lady, I lived in a 1-bedroom. How can I be married and still
See,
live in it?
Hold on, you're not
That's
getting
the
my
thing.
point. It's because
So, as a
these
man,
men,
how do you react?
It's because these men don't put their foot
That's
down.
what I'm saying, you let
That's
that
why
happen.
you let it happen. Yes.
There are
You
different
see,
ways.
you
These
see,
things
you
are
see,
are
Martha,
not good in
Martha,
theory.
Let it
Martha,
happen.
They are
can
good
I
in
say
theory.
something? Martha, can I say something?
Yeah.
See, some things are very beautiful to discuss on TV.
That's it.
It's all nice.
In
and
the real
fair.
world, no.
And you see, I tell people that, I even tell, if you're a guy and somebody marries your sister, are you getting me? Don't be quick to accuse the man. Let me tell you why. You know your sister as a sister,
As a sister.
not as a wife.
Exactly.
By the time it moves from being a sister to
a
a
wife.
wife, it's a the ball game. That's why I said. See, and that's
That's
why
a different
and see why I
Are
repeat
you going to
again.
react to CEO?
You see why I'm repeating it again. I'm repeating that my conversation is not with women.
Yeah.
You see, because women will be women. That's why I don't try to convince women. I don't try to change your mindset
focus
on
on the
things.
men, yeah.
See,
Exactly.
if the men understand these things, first of all, they will now know how to choose right.
Exactly.
Are you getting me?
Exactly.
Now, when they know how to choose right, they have it a little bit easier, because even in choosing right, the Bible says there were 5 wise and 5 foolish virgins. The 10 were virgins. Are you getting me? So even in choosing wise, there will still be challenge, but at least it gives you a little leverage. So I feel the responsibility and the onus is on men. You see, you must be able to provide for your family. You must see, if it means to go and carry block and cement, you must be able to provide for your family. But in doing that, you must also demand that the woman be a woman in the marriage.
All right. I think it's the point where we go on a very short break, because we're
I wanted to
already
say something,
We're
but-
already past half the
I wanted to
hour.
say something, but I wanted to say something. Let me just
No,
quickly say it.
we're already past half the hour. We're going to go out on a very short break, and when we get back, we'll keep up this conversation. Please keep it locked in.
Pina
All right,
colada.
welcome back and thanks for staying with us. The real conversation happens off air, I promise you. But yeah, we're back here on air and we're having the conversation. A study suggests men are happier married and women are happier single. This is what the studies say at least. And there's this mental conditioning that the society, gives women. Right? And says that women must be married no matter the height of their achievement, no matter the height of their accomplishment. That is validated by marriage. And this is the reason people pretend to get into marriage and then they end up becoming tigers, which is what I'm saying. Yes, they pretend to be good people because they want the fulfillment that comes with marriage. You see how disgruntled the mindset of society is. They would rather you marry and are divorced than for you to never be married at all.
Yes.
That's the mindset the society carries.
But the society is changing right now.
And it's very worrisome. Yes, it's changing because I just saw that in Senegal, they are redefining manhood by having a school for husbands, shaping positive masculinity. That might just be...
They need to do that before the marriage so that you set the tone for how they
Do we have
handle
schools for wives?
relationships.
Wives
are always going to church. The prayer
Cynthia.
that the women pray,
I wanna-
they can pray.
I wanna
the
say
nation-
something. I wanna say
They
something.
train you to be wives.
Once you are born,
Once you are
clean,
born.
you
I don't
cook,
know how
you sweep,
other
you do
yes,
all these things.
I don't
You
know how
sit
other
down the
people
right
were
way.
raised.
You do.
Yes.
You must talk softly. You must not raise your voice.
You have said it many
You
times
must not
that-
express anger. Things
After
like
all
that.
of that,
Yeah.
right? After all this training, after all these things, what do we still have happening in the marriage? Are these trainings
There's also
actually
people that have
efficient?
stopped doing all of that.
Yeah.
So before we went on that break, there was something I wanted to say, right? Which was the aspect of where Martha talked about, you want the woman to carry her responsibility, her primary responsibility, and still carry your primary responsibility. Martha, I want to ask you a direct question. No, answer it. Let's say, God forbid, you get married to a man who says, okay, I'm providing my part, which is finances. You take care of your part, which is pregnancy. And the man leaves you, and as far as he's giving you finances, are you going to be okay?
First of all, before I get pregnant, I must be able to have the money to cater for that pregnancy.
Not
Hold
your
on,
money, not your
I'm
money.
heading somewhere. I'm telling you that I must have mine. That's because my mindset about marriage is quite different.
No. Let's leave your mindset.
Can you hold on?
Let's talk about that pregnancy aspect.
Yes.
Are you going to be okay with a man who is pumping you with
So
money?
I'm heading somewhere. My mindset does not allow me to depend completely on somebody.
Martha.
Hold
You're
on.
not answering the
she's
question.
It's exactly a straight question.
It's a
What's
straight
the
question.
And the straight question
Are you
is,
going to be okay
you're
with
pregnant
him?
for
You're
9
pregnant.
months. He's
He's
providing the
taking
money for 9 months.
Are you going
take
to
care
be
of the
okay?
pregnancy for 9 months without
I
any
will
of
not
his
be okay because
So what are you talking about?
You are not making any points. Do you
No,
know?
let me finish. Let me finish.
Hold on. Do you know why I said you asked me a question?
Let me
Hold on,
finish.
hold on.
How will you say she's
You
not
asked
making a
me a
point? That's a
question.
serious point that
Do you know why
made.
I'm saying you are not making? Why I say you're not making
Why?
any point? Because first of all, I have established that marriage is partnership, and you should be conscious of who you marry.
Yep.
So because of that knowledge that I have, it makes me not make certain decisions, and the decisions I will not make is to marry a man who thinks that roles are just the end, the start and finish of marriage. Aside from roles,
Well, you're
Hold
shooting
on.
yourself in the foot right now.
Exactly.
Aside
You're
from
shooting yourself
roles,
in the foot.
Hold on. Aside from roles, there are emotional commitments that you make
Wow.
in marriage.
Oh, so the man should make an emotional commitment
When I say-
while still providing
hold
money.
on. When
Hello?
I say,
No, you should-
How can they just give money?
Listen now, I'm putting
just
to her,
throw
it's
money.
her point, I'm
Okay.
pushing
when I
her.
say, no, when
That's
I
what she
say-
said now.
Hold on. When
That the
I
man
say-
should just provide now and forget every other thing.
See, what I said is, you want to share. You want a woman to share in your primary.
I don't want to share
responsibility.
matter. I don't want to share
Hold
matter.
on.
I will
Take
provide. Take money.
Wait,
Don't share. Don't bring
no.
anything.
That's
Why
what
no?
I'm saying.
You don't want
because
it
they
again.
don't understand partnership. That's why you want to
now we are
stick
coming
to your
back.
You're
roles.
coming back.
Now
You see?
No, provision in partnerships is not just financial.
It's not just financial.
No, you don't. No,
It
no,
was the
no,
point
no,
she
no, no,
made.
no,
I
no,
know.
no,
It
no,
was
no,
the
no.
point she
You're trying
made.
to explain her off.
Yes.
What
Yes,
she
it's
said
the
was
point
very
she-
clear.
what she said was
She
very
said
clear.
No, she said
a
she
man
cannot
should
be
not-
dependent
Yeah,
solely on
no,
the
a
man.
woman. No, see what she said. See what she said. And I will repeat. We're on air. She said that a man's role is to provide financially,
Yes.
Exactly.
and that role should not be shared
Shared
by
with
the
the
woman.
woman.
And I have agreed as a man. Don't share that role with me. Your role is to be pregnant and carry that pregnancy for 9 months. Don't involve. My work is to give you that belly.
I'll give you
listen,
money.
I'll give you at least. Yeah, why no?
That was a
cannot-
contextual conversation.
no?
That was a contextual conversation.
There's English now. You're adding context to it. You're speaking English. You're not speaking English.
This is what I said
You're
at
not
the
speaking
beginning.
English. Oh, so there's a context to it.
Exactly.
Okay, so Mata, can I now prove to you that
Okay.
even in sharing my responsibility, there's a context to it,
Exactly.
Mata?
Yes, let me hear the
Thank
context.
you. I know. I'm telling you there's a context.
No, let me hear
I
the
don't have to
context.
explain my context to
See,
you.
let me tell you something.
My context is that as a woman,
Hold on.
you're also supposed to support in the home.
Yes,
That's my
Which you
context.
do.
What you
men
do.
Fantastic. So
What
why are you
you do?
complaining about it now?
See, that was why I said it was a contextual question.
Why
Was
are you
because
complaining about
hold
it?
on. Because we were talking about primary responsibilities and women not understanding the roles of men. That was how that conversation came about. Women don't understand the roles of men. They act as if they are the only ones who carry responsibilities. And I'm like, if you're crying about your responsibility and you see the need to have help there, the woman is also crying about her responsibility. She sees the need to have help there. So if you understand the pain that you are going through and the woman is going through, it helps you make an informed decision in marriage where it is partnership, solely partnership now, not leaving one person to his role or her role. See, if we completely segregate the roles in marriage to say men do your role and women do your role, we'll never have great marriages.
We will not have
We will
marriages at
never
all.
have great marriages.
Mata,
Yeah?
we will rewind this video.
Don't cry.
No.
My issue is don't cry. My issue is don't cry about your responsibilities.
Matter what you have
Saying
said
this
now
person is not
is absolutely different,
Different from what you said
from what
before.
you said
You
earlier.
did not listen to.
No, we
You
will
did not-
rewind
you
this
were
video.
expressly clear. You didn't speak
you
in
said that
context.
women
Oh God,
should
she
not
for
support
he,
the
for
men.
she.
The man should provide
That-
for
you
the
meant
family.
it correct.
And I'm saying,
Absolutely not. That was a contextual conversation.
I think she was simply saying that, a man's role is primarily to provide. A woman's role, I'm not even sure who made that a woman's role anyway, to raise children, to have the children and raise the children.
Yeah.
However, you cannot be in a partnership or a marriage and then be so emotionally detached from that person. It's not possible.
Yes.
There's no point in being there. I don't understand how women even get pregnant for men that don't like them. It happens, but why?
Now, this which now brings me, Miss Joan, which brings me to the point that having established that both roles depend on each other.
Yes.
Why then are we? Why are we having an issue? Why are we saying one is happier than the other person? Why are we saying one is satisfied than the other person?
Remember, this
because
is
each
studies.
role depends on each other. Which now brings me back to
it depends.
remember, I
No.
said that study is a fallacy.
It's a
But
fallacy.
satisfaction.
In the
Okay,
beginning. I said that study from the
okay.
beginning is a fallacy.
Away from that, the reason for this whole chaos right now is the fact that she said men are more satisfied in marriage and women are not as satisfied as men in marriage, right? And you said that's false. Why do you think it's false?
It is very false.
It's a fallacy.
Okay,
It's
let me
not-
hear why it's a fallacy.
It's not, and I've told you, it's not just false, it's a fallacy. Women are also satisfied in marriage. Men are satisfied in marriage. Women are unsatisfied in marriage.
Exactly.
Men are unsatisfied in marriage. So that's a fallacy.
So you think that there's no statistics?
There are women who will tell you that marriage is the best thing that happened
Up to them.
Of course.
So it's a total,
After
I don't
being
know where
born.
this study
Do
came
you
from.
get-
It's a total fallacy.
The same men, some men will also
exists
tell you that
in the
marriage
realm
is
of,
the best
in
thing that happened to
minds
them
of
or the
those
worst
that
that
did
happened to
the
them.
survey.
Okay.
So it's a matter of where you are. At the end of the day, it's about shining your eye to choose and having the mentality that nobody will chase me from heaven if I don't get married. Because you do not want to go and end up with a person that you will say after marriage is the worst decision I made in my life. You don't want to be in that category because you're not happy, you're not satisfied, you're not fulfilled, your dreams are dying, you're struggling to achieve your dream just because you're trying to raise a family. You do not want to be stuck in that,
all
in
these
that kind
things,
of
all these
thing.
things that you have listed out now, right? You think these are the only things? These are things that happen only in unhappy marriages?
Oh my God, that's not what we're saying.
No.
Okay, anyway,
That's not
and
what
you
we're
listed
saying.
some things out.
Compromise. Basically, for
That's not
any
what we're saying.
relationship to work, there has to be compromise. There are certain things that the man provides, there are certain things that the woman provides and brings to the table. Now, depending on who it is or what couple it is, there are some people need a little bit more of this or a little less of this. There are some people that are naturally very affectionate people. They come from affectionate homes. Sometimes you end up married to a god of thunder. He frowns at everything. It doesn't not that he doesn't love his family. He provides and everything, but that connection you want is not that. You understand? Now, same thing with certain men, they're born in nice homes where there was a lot of love and affection. You now marry a woman who is a drill sergeant. Okay, no, you can't. I don't want to. You know, you have that, and then you also have the ones that when you get into a union, next thing, because you're frustrated, because your partner is not satisfying in certain ways, this is for women folk especially, you now bury yourself in church. You have more time for the pastor, the person who's preaching,
Than
than
your
you have for
family.
your family. And then when issues now arise, you're like, hey, but I was praying about it. You were praying about it, but there are certain things you needed to do at home before you went to go and pray, which you have not done. You know, so a lot of women find themselves not being as happy as they ought to be because their happiness is hinged on how successful my marriage and my family is growing.
Let me give my last point. And I know you will soon tell us that time
Final one.
is now.
Final one.
If you want to be happy in your house or in your home,
Yeah.
I think the work you have to do is before you even say yes to that man.
Yep.
Unfortunately, a lot of women are very concerned about the idea of being a missus
agree.
before they think of the real work and the
I agree.
compromise they have to make inside the marriage. So let us step back and ask ourselves, these are the works that need to be done when I am married.
Okay.
Am I willing to do this, or am I expecting my husband to automatically understand that this is how I am?
Okay.
Because you cannot be how you are
There
when you were
are
single.
also certain things that rear their head when you are living with a certain person that you didn't see before.
Yeah.
That can, you know, make you question yourself and say,
Did I really make this
did I really
choice?
do this? I didn't know the side of this person. And this happens for both male and female. You know, so whether we go to training school before we get married or our mothers put in extra effort like their mothers did. Now our mothers are very busy trying to make money as well because bills are high. And two-income households work better than one-income household these days. So you don't have as much time to preach the gospel according to marriage. And because we keep hearing about marriages collapsing because of a lack of no tolerance on both sides, because
Exactly.
everybody has always said, oh, it's a woman that holds the marriage. The women were saying that, you know what, I'm tired. I'm not holding anything. If you're not doing your part, I'm not going to do my part as well. So we have a lot of that going on as well. Now, basically for a partnership to work, it's a mindset thing. You wake up every day and you say, I choose to love this person
Absolutely.
because it's the person that I chose to start my life with and I want to make this work. Now that person also has to come to the table and say, you know what, madam, yesterday you put too much sauce in the food. I know you did on purpose, but I choose to love you today. I was unhappy, but I choose to love you today. But is this hard? Yes, it is. Because you go out there and there's so many things pulling at you and upsetting you. When you come home, you want to relax and be in your safe space and everything, but you're not getting that. You know, so when I say men are more satisfied,
Afterwards.
you can go out and come back and as easily, not like a woman. You have to I mean, people have to have to even cut their hair.
Okay. Let's have
You
let's
know.
have the parting words.
All right. Unfortunately, women are more prepared for marriage than men.
I agree.
And that has caused the major problem we've seen in marriages and relationships now. But the good thing is that a lot of men are beginning to understand themselves better. They are getting this knowledge, and going forward, you will see that more men will begin to marry right, and the divorce rates will reduce, and you have so many more women unmarried because of the social mentality they have created for themselves.
Yes,
I'm telling you, I actually thought there'd be less. I agree with
now,
it.
you see, and please, it doesn't have to be me.
Yes.
Just watch how things will play out. Are you getting me? So the men have made the error. Most of them are suffering and living in their error because they can't go anywhere. But the younger generation, they are learning, they are watching, and they will begin to marry right. And trust me, already you can see the outlash on social media by women angry that men are not interested in relationships
Exactly.
again. It's not true. Men now know what they want.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I think this is one of the most chaotic.
Yes, it is.
Most chaotic episodes. Thank you so much for being here. And just to wrap it up, one thing I would say is, which is what I picked from what every other person has said here, understand yourself. If you know yourself, you know what works and what doesn't work for you. And if you must get married, you must understand that it's compromise. You cannot get into marriage expecting to be who you were before you
Not
got
possible.
married. There's a compromise. And I hate the fact that we cry about roles and responsibilities a lot. This is my role. I'm the one providing. You don't see me. This is my responsibility. I'm the one doing it. You don't see me. Because we go into marriage with the roles and responsibility mindset. But if it's teamwork for you, if it's partnership for you, you understand that what affects your partner affects you, and what affects you affects your partner.
Yep.
If you have that mindset, it helps you make the right choice. And like they say, I don't know what the world is going to be like. Probably there are prophets saying that marriages will, the marriage rates will reduce for women and whatever, however that turns out to be. But the truth is, go out there and make the right choice. Whatever works for you, works for you. And this wraps it up for our segments today. Thank you so much for being a part of everything we've talked about. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I mean, a lot more interesting than I thought. Thank you so much. Interesting perspectives. Yes, you can follow us across social media platforms on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and Twitter, which is now X. Also, we have YouTube, where we replay all of the episodes, so you can pretty much catch all the episodes that we have shot from the week and from today at official Rapid TV. Then the website which enables you to carry us every single where, www.rbnradiotv.com. Again, my name is Martha. I'll see you tomorrow.